think what's really exciting is a real new breed of products that are coming to market, whether that's driven by MGAs or startups, cover holders, whichever they might be, and they're demanding a different approach to how that whole customer cycle works, from buying the product through the claims process and so on and so on. And so I think it's great to see the expectation and the bar raised that much higher.
Now, you wouldn't be here if you didn't both have claims automation platforms. Jon, starting with you and Synergy Cloud are sponsoring this. Presumably you had a reason for it. You must, given you have a claims automation platform, see an opportunity, see it in the specialty space for the first time, and that's a relatively new development. What do you think the opportunity is, and what are you trying to achieve with your ACE platform?
Well, we spent the last 3 years building out our claims automation platform, which is powered by our ACE technology. And we've proven that in personal lines and commercial lines with our customers. And we're starting to see a lot of interest from specialty insurers. And I think the timing is just fantastic because there's a combination of a really open claims ecosystem with our proven sort of process automation technology and agentic AI to deliver really scalable platforms to the specialty market.
We haven't seen it before, and there's been a considerable amount of underinvestment in the specialty claims space over the last decade. You can see a lot of investment in the retail space, but nothing that we would consider to be the same in the specialty space.
Absolutely right. I mean, prior to RDT, I was a technology consultant, and as you know, a lot of that time was in the specialty space. And the marketplace for claims technology in particular in specialty wasn't great. Technology wasn't modern. It was often requiring a huge investment and didn't allow insurers just to iterate, which I think is the key to automating particularly specialty claims, augmenting decision-making and iterating your way forward rather than trying to deliver a multi-million-pound project that carries a bunch of risk.
And Tom, what are you seeing? Would you echo that? And if so, anything to add to it?
I think what's really exciting is a real new breed of products that are coming to market, whether that's driven by MGAs or startups, cover holders, whichever they might be, and they're demanding a different approach to how that whole customer cycle works, from buying the product through the claims process and so on and so on. And so I think it's great to see the expectation and the bar raised that much higher, which is great for us as vendors. Because it gives us something really exciting to work to and partners to work with, because we can do more and it can be better. So it's quite exciting for us.
You mentioned your days at AXA, that this is proven tech in the retail space. Is there anything that we can learn from personal lines and 10 years worth of adoption? And, presumably the concepts are the same. I mean, how do you see us going from one to the other?
Well, the retail space has always had pressure for process automation and operational efficiency. Margins are much thinner and skinnier. Volumes are much higher. So I think that in that space, there's been a lot of, wouldn't quite say false dawns, but there's been limited choice, I think. There's been rip out your legacy platforms and spend millions of pounds, which is what AXA did and probably still doing. There was the dawn of the low-code and no-code era, and I was there. We implemented that at AXA too, but it proved really hard to scale and manage at scale. And latterly, there's been RPA, which is, again, I think, proves difficult to scale at a real industrial scale. So I think the opportunity for new platforms where you can take modern technology and cost effectively and iteratively roll it out across your processes are massive. And I think the know-how, the business know-how and the business processes don't fundamentally differ between business lines. So I think that business know-how and the combination of a modern tool set gives you a huge opportunity.
You probably don't automate quite as much. In the sense of risk is more complex, but there's still massive automation capability, even if you don't do the whole thing.
Huge. I mean, I don't think when you say automate, it's almost too simplistic, because augmenting decision-making and ensuring that the human is in the loop for where the value is added is the key. It's not black boxing decision making, which traditionally insurers don't like anyway.
So there's palpable demand in the specialty space, which I haven't seen for a long time. Tom, what do you think's driving that? Why now?
I think expectations are much higher. Expectations higher from customers. Obviously, we know about this digital age and all that sort of thing. But there's also that need to be able to connect a really strong customer journey. And if we look at specialty and we think about London markets and some of those other dynamics that go on, being able to deliver the customer journey that product demands, but also be able to connect that through to what needs to happen under the hood, the heavy lifting work. So what does the underwriter need out of that? What data needs to come out of it? What about those financial measures and bordereaux and all of those kinds of things that need to happen? And I think now as the platforms like ours, like Jon's and so on, evolve, we can start to deliver on both ends of that and bring it together in one place. And I think this is the moment where we can start to meet those much higher expectations and offer that flexibility to give the customer journey that they really need, whether it's a commercial customer or personal lines, or whether it's insuring a watch or a boat or whatever it is it might be. All of those things still need to happen. All of that data needs to flow in the right way, and all of those various stakeholders need to be able to perform the function they need to, ultimately in support of that customer and the promise that product gave when they bought it.
Final question to both of you. What's your message to the audience? You sponsored this event, you get the chance to plant your seed.
That's delightful. Thanks, Robin. I think my message is come and have a chat with us if you think that you want to modernize your claims platform cost effectively, iteratively, and lay the foundations for automating huge chunks of your business.
Tom, how about you?
And likewise. And I think if you're there launching a product, if you're serving a customer, don't compromise because you don't need to. The options are there, the vendors are there, the technologies are there. There are partners around who are willing to collaborate, to work together, to help you get the customer journey that you really need to. You don't need to compromise. You don't need to be forced into using a platform that's maybe not fit for the purpose that you set out for. So keep those expectations high because it's possible now.